Just this Alexis Bellino thing. I cannot get over this woman's like, okay, you saw the reunion. You watched all three.
Oh, yeah, obvious. Don't insult me.
She got so served, like she said that all the dumbest things, even Tamara, who I can't stand, was like, girl, don't be his mouthpiece.
Yeah.
Don't just come out here, speak for yourself, whatever.
I don't understand why people don't understand. If someone behaves a certain way and they have shit on or broken up with or used or talked badly about every person in their past, what do you think makes you any different?
Oh,
it's like
1000%.
Dating 101. If you go out on a date with someone and they're talking mad smack about everyone they've ever dated, newsflash, you're going to be in the lineup of people who's going to get pissed and shit all over once you're out the door and a new person's in your seat. And so I just don't understand with Alexis. It's like you're idolizing these guys thinking this is the answer to all of my problems because now I have a boyfriend or fiance and he's my Johnny J. And even though him and Shannon had a terrible relationship and she was nuts, that he's perfect with me and everything's going to be perfect with me. And I'm saying it loud and proud. And it's like, listen, maybe Shannon is nuts and maybe you guys do have a perfect relationship, but you've been together at this point for a hot minute. Okay. Anything under a year, you still don't fully know this person to the depths of which someone who was with them for 5 years knows them. So just be a human being, put a cork in it and just say, listen, I know that he's really hurt about things. I'm not going to take up for him because this is his fight to fight. He's the one who started all the lawsuits against you or the one singular lawsuit. And shut up and just be happy to be back on the show again because it's just a matter of time before he breaks up with you and you're best friends with Shannon not canoodling, but like kikiing over the fact that, he was like this and he was like that. Just like, find some humility, people.
I know. She just seems like she has never learned a single thing. Like this is something that you do when you're like 21 years old and you're like standing up for your man against like, somebody in college or like someone you work with in a fucking cubicle. Like
he's different now.
When you're like at happy hour at fucking Chili's afterwards, like having these conversations. Alexis, like you're a grown woman. I don't know how old you are, but I think you're probably in your mid 40s, late 40s. I don't know. You've been married before. You've been in several relationships. Like, have you never gotten the memo of just like, this isn't my business or like, this isn't my thing or like, I'm going to be on this show with like all these like veteran women who have like been on this show forever. And like, you're going to fucking come in and think that you have the ability to split them in a way that's going to actually last. Yeah, you can make some drama and get your kicks on Instagram or be in the trades for like a few weeks and whatever. But like, they always all come back together. These ladies have been on these shows for professionals. A million years.
But also you went through, it's, what is that?
You already sued this woman from a different relationship.
I was just going to say, it's like that Yogi Berra quote. It's deja vu all over again.
Yeah.
Like you were with a man who sued her.
Yeah. Like, did you not learn just like, I think I'm just going to chill on this?
No.
So after that, okay, so she puts out this Instagram, which is just the most tone deaf shit I've ever heard. I just had a chance to watch the reunion of RHOC season 18. I'm letting everyone know that I'm broken by this season. I have been beaten down so badly, so wrongly, and so many truths left out. So much left on the cutting room floor that would have never brought so much hate to me and my family. There are receipts, many, and they will all be brought out this week. And then she goes on about the lawsuit and she says something about like, this is something else that Brenna mentioned last night when we were talking about this forensic accountant. She keeps talking about how there's a forensic accountant that has added up everything that Johnny J has spent on his ex Shannon. And she keeps saying like, we've hired a forensic accountant. We've got the receipts. What is this we? You were not there. You just met this guy. And Brenna said to me what I thought was so funny. She's like, imagine that's what you guys are spending like your basically like new relationship time doing is going through all the shit that you bought your ex
with an ex.
Oh, here's that $10,000 necklace. Here's that dinner. Here's that Cabo trip.
Listen,
that, like whatever.
If you really needed the money, okay, like if you're Johnny J and you really needed this $75,000 and it was a legitimate loan, yes, call Shannon up and say, hey, write an email and just be like, hey, we know this was a loan. If we can just do like a payment plan and you can pay me back. If Shannon bucks that, okay, great. Then maybe you have to make it a legal matter. Great. But if you don't want to be in the public eye anymore, don't call People Magazine to talk about it. Like, just go the fuck away.
Yeah. When she offers to pay you,
take it and go away. He's like, well, everything she's saying is disparaging. It's hurt my business. Do you know how to stop that? Stop being in an argument with someone and then you can't be fighting with someone. Just go away.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, but it's like, maybe it is hurting your business, but you're with this woman and you came on and did all these things. I'm sure
that helped your business.
And I'm sorry it backfired on you, but like,
all in all, I'm sure it's all evened out.
Here.
And also, if you're so happy in your new relationship, just go and screw to your dick falls off.
Yeah.
And let Shannon be on the show, and who cares?
Exactly. I also want it to be known that I never thought I'd be brought back this season to be the villain. Then you're a fucking idiot. You've been with this dude for a month or 2 months maybe, and then they called you like, hey, do you want to come back on this and be on the show 10 years later? And your new boyfriend is our main fucking character's boyfriend of 5 years that they just broke up, and they had this big fucking argument which resulted in a DUI. Are you so dumb? That never crossed your mind that you were brought back to be the villain? So I came across also a thing on TikTok, which I'm not seeing this anywhere else, but this guy his account is called Up and Adam, and he just does all the housewives news. He is saying that Alexis has been fired. I have not seen that reported on any Bravo hasn't made a statement. As far as I can see, I have not seen that anywhere. But I also I
wouldn't be surprised.
Catch this kid in a lie. He says he just knows somebody that works on the show and that they said it's over for her. And the reason that makes me kind of believe that is that Johnny J went on Entertainment Tonight last night, or one of those shows. Who's Bryce Sander?
Oh, he's another he works for Entertainment Tonight now, but he was an Instagram.
Okay.
All about the housewives.
So
influencer.
He went on there last night. I'm so proud of John and the strength and vulnerability it took to finally share the truth. So after the reunion, the punch comes out, that she punches him. And now after it's basically coming out from this guy that she's been fired, you would save all these things for next season. If you thought that you were coming back, that's why I believe that she got shit canned, because also, now they're showing all the receipts of all these things that Shannon apparently got from John and whatever. They're leaving it all on the table because she's done.
But this is what's so crazy. It was a private moment. Shannon said it was a very dark moment. She doesn't remember all of it.
Yeah.
Of course, I can't remember if she said I think she did say, right? I did hit him, or she doesn't remember all of it because she was so drunk. But whatever it was, she's taken accountability for it and is it was, the worst moment of my life. And I'm so sorry all of this happened. Clearly, John knows that she was in a terrible spot. Violence is never the answer. So just heal it privately between the two of you and walk away, John. Even by you say, it's you think you have this smoking gun and it's just making everything worse and digging a bigger hole for you, in my personal opinion.
Which clearly is not a hole to him. This is his whole life is around this. So this is what I want to just tell Bravo. You can bring her back in 2 years, because I have a feeling they're not going to be together anymore.
Do you think they'll get married?
Listen, what the fuck do I know? But I would venture to say that what is holding them together now is all the drama.
Is this drama, for
sure.
sure.
So if you're not feeding the beast, then they're going to get real bored of each other real fast. Well, he probably will. She just seems like such a stage 5 clinger, that I don't know what he'll be getting out of this. I'm sure all of her annoyances will finally become super annoying to him if there's no upside to this relationship. Anymore. So I would say, for everyone's well-being, for Shannon's best interest, not Shannon, I love Shannon, but for Klinger's best interest,
Alexis,
let her get dumped by this guy and learn a valuable lesson from it, and then come on the show and then make good with Shannon. Shannon will probably be like, I know he is a fucking ass. And then they can bond on that. And then she can become a different person. Whatever she's doing or whatever she's wrapped up in the time becomes her identity. Let her identity become the girl that learned her lesson and is now a girl's girl for life.
But she's also, remember Julia Roberts' character in Runaway Bride? And Richard Gere asks everyone, how did she like her eggs? And she took her eggs however the guy she was dating with, however he took their eggs.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's who Alexis is, but with her entire life, her belief system, and her personality. So when she was married to Jim, everything was all about her religion, and he's the head of the household, and she's a part of his rib, or whatever.
Yeah.
And now that she's with Johnny J, everything's about the Shannon of it all. And so I just feel like that's the lesson you're saying that she needs to learn, where she comes and is like,
and then she can
I
actually
can be my own person.
Yeah.
And I'm valid on my own. I completely agree with you. And just so, listen, this is either going to age well or it's going to be not aging well, but I don't think they'll actually make it down the aisle.
Yeah, I don't think that they will either. I think that they will if you let her back on the show in this next season or two.
But she was just a friend of, so for her to not come back is not that big of a deal, in my opinion.
No, it's not. But she played such a massive part in this season that even though she was friend of, she was half of the drama.
She did, but you know that rule, like you can love to hate someone, but when you hate to hate them and it just becomes this mess.
Yeah.
I think it just got too messy at the end where no one can agree about anything on the show, but they can all agree when they're saying like, Alexis, stop. You are his mouthpiece right now. You're making yourself look bad. It doesn't bode well for your relationship.
Yeah.
Just cut it.
Yeah.
And I think that that's why she's not getting asked back, and it'll be fine.
Yeah. Obviously, we all know that Vanderpump is no Moss.
Well, it's Moss, but with a whole new crew.
Like, yeah.
They survived. See, TMZ, that's a good pun.